Well, maybe we could have a conversation about creating a new you as opposed to Happy New Year or all that nonsensical stuff that really doesn't mean anything. We say Happy New Year and New Year's coming, and then we're exactly the same the whole year as we have been every year before. So maybe this year we could consider this possibility: create a new you. If you create a new you, the new year will be new with nothing that you do other than create a new you. The manner in which, if you'll allow me just to jibber jabber here a little bit, banter back and forth, if you will, the manner in which to create a new you is to remove the nonsensical insanity, silly, ignorant, stupid, dumbass, all the things that we've done with ourselves over our lives. Remove every feeling that we have instilled into ourselves. Feelings being anger, greed, cheating, stealing, thievery, control, having to be right, calling ourselves a Republican or a Democrat, stupid stuff. All of that is removable. While we're at it, we then can also erase, eradicate, get rid of, destroy, remove from our pea brains here every belief that we have. Remove every belief. Some of them are very difficult to discover. The God belief that snake can talk and virgins can have babies, that's an easy one to identify. You can remove that simply by saying, I don't believe in that stuff. It may be true, it might be, who knows, but I don't believe it. The more difficult ones are the ones that we invented for ourselves before we even had a memory of doing it, when we were children and heard something and said, I'm not going to be that way. Maybe we're told we're dumb, and we say, well, I'm not going to be that way, and so then we pretend we're smart the rest of our lives. We can never be wrong, never make a mistake, go through life completely like an angel, never having made an error in judgment or opinion or belief. So if you truly care, 100%, to create a new you, a you that has no violence at its core, then you need to consider the possibility for creating a new you psychologically. That means that your ego dies on the vine. Your ego can die very easily on the vine by you not feeding it any longer, by you not being angry and jealous and getting fights and argue and fight and get mad at people and don't speak to them for days and then tell them you love them. Crazy. It's crazy stuff that we do. So if you truly care to experiment with what I'm saying, you'll discover that in the experience of creating a new you, you will create a new consciousness. There is, by the way, a new consciousness created. It's available right now on planet Earth. The one distinction that you'll discover when you discover this new consciousness is there's only one difference between the one that has been directing us for thousands and thousands and thousands of years and this new one about which I speak. It's a tiny little difference. Down there in the bottom at the core of the violence, I gave it away, didn't I? Of the consciousness, the one that has been directing us for thousands of years, the one that we're lost in, the one that's doing all of our thinking for us, making us think that we're doing the thinking. How crazy is that? We each think that we're doing the thinking when the thinking is thinking us. So the one distinction that I was getting to here is down at the bottom, the very beginning of the consciousness, In the new consciousness, there's a void where violence lives in the old consciousness. Doesn't seem like much of a difference. A little tiny space there that in the old consciousness it's violence, anger, jealousy, wars, kill, maim, rape women, elect men who tell you that guy says I rape women and all I can do and they let me do it and we elect him president. Anyway, that little space where all that violence, killing, maiming, wars, guns, all the guns belong, that's gone. It disappears, and in its place is a void. Therefore, no violence. Therefore, it's a brand new, never having been before consciousness. Out of which, from which, or through which, however way you want to put it, we can then create peace on earth. Have a world in which we don't go from war to war to war, killing and maiming. We don't get in fights with our wives, husbands. Well, we don't even have wives. We wouldn't be so dumb to own wives and husbands. We wouldn't even own children, would we? We might have partners. We might have offspring. We might have people that we interact with. But we wouldn't own, like, my wife, my girlfriend, my children, my wife, my son, my daughter. Ownership is deeply ingrained in the old consciousness of violence. Because when you own them, they're mine. They can do whatever you want. Hell, we used to own black people. We owned lots of stuff here in America. We owned all the women. They couldn't vote. All they could do is, whatever. Black people, they couldn't vote. All they could do was work. As a matter of fact, we're trying to get back to that right now if we elect this nutcase back in. Move back 50 years, 100 years. However, if we each one of us right now take a look and with 100% sincerity, that means tell the truth, by the way, say that we would like to create a new human being within yourself, which would bring forth with it a new consciousness, then perhaps consider the possibility of removing every feeling that you have. All of your feelings you put there. You were born with emotions, emotions being creation, intelligence, truth, compassion, care. Afterwards, when we accept the world that our parents offer us, then we begin inventing fear, jealousy, anger, competition, kill, rape, maim, all those things. So the removal of every feeling that you have, along with eradication of every belief that you have. You aren't the center of the universe, for instance. There are other people on planet Earth besides you. Those kinds of beliefs that are hidden behind your thing you call a brain up there, they're removable. Every belief is removable. Every feeling is removable. And if you do so, what you end up with is a brand new consciousness, a new person who can then bring forth collective peace on earth. So to each of you, I send the possibility for creating a new you. Thanks. If you got this far, perfect life is sent.